We are live. What's going on, folks? Welcome to the video. It's Brando Linick here, and this is going to be just a quick little summary and overview of how not just to start an at-home daycare, but also how to start a business from home in general. I'm going to share and give you some important pointers, some tips, concepts, and principles that you really have to know when it comes to building a business from home in a way that works for you, not against you. That's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and frustration. Having gone through it all myself over the last 3 years, trying to build businesses from home, and having gotten around people who have done this. And I'll tell you, when it comes to a daycare business, doing it from home, it's simple because you can actually start from home, and if you're looking at it because that perspective, you really just like the idea of being able to operate a business from home, and you know dealing with children it's not as difficult as dealing with adults. Well, I'll tell you, and some of you can even relate to this, when it comes to a daycare business, you not just have to map out a business plan if you want to start one out and look at your overhead, alright, look at your operating costs. When you're operating from home, your overhead's going to be your home. It's going to be your electricity, your water, alright? That's really your overhead. And then you got to look at that, and then of course equipment and supplies that you're going to need for the kids, alright? And you got to look at that overhead, and then you got to ask yourself, how many customers are you going to need to cover that overhead? How many are going to need on a monthly basis to cover that overhead, but not just cover that overhead, to pay you an income where you can do what you want. The reason why you want to get into business, you know, the reason why you want to start a daycare business, to be able to travel more. Maybe that's what your reason is. Maybe it's to learn a new language, but to be able to have enough income coming in profit, alright, where you can actually pay yourself and not just cover the operating costs. So that's the first thing you got to keep in mind. But aside from that, you know, dealing with the needs of every parent, alright, when it comes to what their child, they think their child should have while you're looking after them, it can be a little bit of a headache. It can be stressful. Having had friends work, 18, 20 hours a day, alright, because after kids leave, you got to do cleanup and all this stuff. Having seen them work that long and, not be able to do the things that they want to do, I'd advise you, before you consider starting a daycare business from home, alright, before you consider it, if you hear me out here for a minute, if you're looking at this just because you want to be able to build a business from home, you like that idea of that flexibility to operate right where you are, right where you sleep, then I've got a lead I want to throw your way here. And if you hear me out here for just a minute, if you're looking at this because you really just want to do that, you want to build a business from home, my experience with this goes back over the last year. When I transitioned from a traditional home business to an online home business, I came across a person who was building a business online from home, and they're doing so right out of their laptop, so they didn't have to run around, alright, they didn't have to go prospect people for business, they're just operating right out of their computer, and they're also, the cool part, traveling like 11 months out of the year. This person was like a nomad, I guess you could say, and they're traveling like 11 months out of the year in exotic locations, renting out homes and villas for like 4 months, 3 months periods of time, and it was just crazy to me. So I reached out to them, asked for help. Luckily I got it, alright, and in a period of a couple weeks after that, applied what they shared with me very strategically, and was able to, from scratch, with no experience, create a full-time income business on the internet from home, working very part-time, which it's not average, it's not typical, but if you hear me out here for a minute, if you want to build a business from home to create true leverage, to create true time freedom and flexibility, if that's really what you're looking for out of a business, to where you can actually do what you want, when you want, wherever you want, the best thing that you could do is to learn how to leverage the internet, alright? Learn how to start an online business in a way that can help you get the results that you want without having to take on the overhead of, having equipment and supplies and people biting down your neck because they want you to do specific things, right? And that's really the true power of the internet. So it's really to share with you what's possible. Like I said, what I've done, it did require work. I did have to learn some things, but if you want to start a business and build a business on the internet, the best thing that you could do, because there's so much noise out there, this is the last tip I'll leave you with, alright, is to connect with someone. Connect with someone who's building a business online in a way that can show you and help you get the results that you want. I would advise you not to go through the learning curve yourself and try and invent the wheel yourself, because that's what a lot of people do, because there's just so much noise out there. So I hope this video helps you out. I hope that's not too confusing. I hope this kind of sets off the light bulb in your mind and shares with you kind of what's possible when it comes to building businesses from home. But that said, I look forward to catching you on the next video, as well as, in addition, make sure if you do want to learn how to build a business online from home, if you want to learn how to create a truly leveraged, lucrative business, alright, without doing anything technical, make sure to check out my site and grab your training. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll put a link in the description below. If you've got that drive, if you're coachable, trainable, I encourage you to take a look. But that said, I will see you on the beaches of the world. Take care.